Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Caesar the Pleaser, and today I am joined with literally the ballsiest man on the earth. Fuck that, on the universe. Fuck that, ever created.
Oh,
He's the leader of
yes.
the Ramborgia. He is also known to have many, many sex slaves in the underground district of New York. He is.
Whoa, it's between us, man. That's
he
how we
is.
actually met.
Oh, of course, yes, yes, yes. We had an exchange and things led to another.
Oh, we don't have to talk about that. Keep
Then
going with this intro. I like what I'm hearing. Continue this.
I will. He has the most loveliest beard in existence. I think no man can ever compare to him. They base the Heineken commercial off of him. He is the most creative individual I have ever had to follow on YouTube. He's pretty much the reason why I even exist on YouTube. So fucking, if you ever want to thank somebody for me being here, fucking thank this gentleman
It's
here.
my fault. It's my fault that you have to deal with Caesar. I did that.
Ladies and gentlemen, John motherfucking Rambo is here today on the show.
Oh, why hello, sir. Hello.
John, how are
Caesar,
you doing today?
I'm doing quite well. It's been quite some time for me since I've been pleasered.
Of course, you
I
have.
uh, I need to be pleasered. I've been actually wandering the streets at night, asking people to pleasered me, and sometimes they ask for money, but I don't have any.
Of course.
And it's just been a really long time, so I'm glad to come here today with you. I know you're master of pleasered,
Of course.
and the pleasers are all about the pleasering.
Of course.
So hopefully we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, for real, man. So today, you guys, he's not going to join me today as a co-host, but today he's actually joining me to be interviewed, and you guys know how much that fucking works out for at least this channel. And this is something that I've been planning for weeks and just weeks. I've envisioned this since day one of the podcast, and the fact that you're here, John, just a real heart to heart. I can't thank you more than enough. You like honestly, like you're the fucking shit. Like I don't want to
Wow.
I don't want to fanboy out here and have all my semen just out here, but just thank you for joining me today, dude. Honestly.
Oh, it's a great honor, sir. It means a lot to be asked to be on the podcast, right?
Of course.
And I don't know, I have nothing else to do today, so No, it's just great to be here, man. Really appreciate it very much.
For sure, dude. For sure, dude. All right, so let's just jump right into this, and we have quite a fucking mouthful for the first question. The Ramborgia. It's such a great community that you and OJ have like built up from the ground up. The credit obviously goes to the fans that have been there to support you from thick and thin through all the bullshit from from GameStop just being assholes and you having to go on a shoot to them, and just overall just a bunch of things that you had to go through. From hell, ever since day one of when you went to Japan to go and play for it was Team America, if I'm correct, over there in Evo.
Yes, I represented America, not the Soviet Union
Of course.
or North Korea. This time I chose to support the United States, and yeah, that did happen. Yeah.
And my question, John, did you ever think that you would ever like at all have this cult-like following that you've just built up from the Red Borgia? And if you have anything to say just right now, in case any of them are listening, which I'm sure a quiet amount of them are going to be listening to this one, at least I hope so.
I have nothing to say to those lunatics. No, I mean, no, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm just a normal person, as normal as I could be. I pretty much get up, I go to work. I've had good things happen to me, bad things happen to me. I've messed things up. I've had little successes, little victories here and there. But I don't know, I'm just a normal guy, and I try to pride myself on that. I don't ever want to be disconnected from that, disconnected from reality. Where you kind of lose track of what's real and what's not. And so, with that being said, it's kind of surprising that people would want to check this stuff out.
Well,
But on the flip side of it is like I work pretty hard on some of the things I do, and appreciate the people that do check it out. So
I mean, quite honestly, I mean, since day one, I mean, like, I'm one of the people that came, originally from Darkside Phil. For people that don't know who that is, it's this guy who pretty much does, well, he used to do, like, pretty much every game that came out and would record it and upload it on YouTube. And then one day, our good boy here, John, joined him. I don't even know how that happened, but I'm going to ask that later on.
yeah, ask me whatever you want on this thing. By
Oh,
the
yeah,
way,
of course.
let's go crazy here. Let's just go nuts.
Of course, of course. So moving on. Stay ballsy. A life
Yes.
motto, a religion, a cult, whatever you want to call it to use to describe it. That's basically what it is. But John, what I want you to do right now is actually explain the meaning and the whole, basically the whole idea that you had behind this to create this whole stay ballsy, I guess, what now is a life saying, a motto, something that people actually like really hardcore believe in, and it's quite honestly beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think you're beautiful as well. Stay ballsy. It's some kind of came organically. It wasn't like we set out to let's make a podcast and then let's have a motto. Let's have this and that. It's kind of a lot of things kind of come from the show. A lot of it's just kind of on the fly, kind of like how you do your thing, right?
Yes. Sir.
So organically, it just kind of built. And what we're finding is a lot of people are sending in questions or messages about difficulties they're feeling in their personal lives, and it just kind of built from there. Try to spread some motivation, some positivity, some inspiration out there. And there's also kind of a funny saying as well. But what it means is, to put yourself out there, despite the negativity around you, despite others telling you can't do it, you're not good enough. Standing up for yourself. Setting goals, trying to achieve them. All that jazz, man. It's all basic stuff, but sometimes that's all we need is a little basic information,
Yeah. So because you mentioned it, because for people that are just only from my channel, I don't really, I guess, follow the Ramborgia, or basically I know who the fuck are you, or basically don't know why this means so much that you're on here. You have a co-host known as OJ, Other John, OJ Harrington. For those that don't know, he's the pulpiest man in the world. John's sex slave and friend.
Yeah.
But more
he gets paid for none of that, too.
Yeah, that's even
more. It
all
for free.
Yeah, which is even more like crazy that he does all this stuff for you, dude.
Yeah, right. Honestly. Look at that.
Fucking OJ, if you're listening, how are you, man? I love you so much. But more importantly, the co-host of the show, with John Rambo here. So John, tell me, how in the world did you just one day decided that you wanted to have him to join you to co-host things and just talk to you on a weekly basis and record it and have a podcast with him? Because after 107 weeks of the show, I don't think you guys ever really discussed or how the fuck this basically started. Honestly.
Well, John's a great man. I've known him for many, many years. I met him when I was about 13, 14 years old. And I had moved one town over. So I was in a whole new school district, starting high school and everything. I didn't know anyone. And for a long time, I didn't have any friends. And I met John, is my neighbor. And for some reason, we never really connected. But after several months of living next to him, I think we were on the bus or something coming home. We had a conversation about games. I met a lot of people through games, by the way.
Of course.
A lot of the friends I have through gaming. It's pretty amazing. We connected on something about games, started talking about comics, things like that. And he's a grade or two underneath me. I can't remember exactly. But that's why I never saw him in the school before, He was just like this weird guy on the bus that would get off at the stop that I did. I was like, who is this guy,
All right.
We used to start having this conversation, and we became great friends. And, when I had no friends back then, he was the guy. He was the guy then. And we've had this friendship for many, many years after that. And fast forward to 2 years ago, I have the YouTube channel, don't know what to do with the thing. And let's do a podcast. I like the radio. It's something I grew up with, listening to Howard Stern, Opie and Anthony. Yeah. I also like Conan O'Brien, like Tonight Show, that kind of thing. Really into those sort of shows. So I want to do something like this. Who do I ask? And it was kind of going back to the past, When I had no one else, he was there. And here we are again. I have no one else. He is there. And that's when he's like an angel. He's like an angel.
Yeah. He's an orange. He's an orange angel. Yeah.
There you go. An orange light comes off of him. Yes. Bathes us all in his glory.
I mean, I'm pretty sure when you guys were, again, like 13 years old and stuff, I'm pretty sure you would have never, ever thought that you would be doing something like this with him, dude. Honestly, after all these years.
I think we maybe at times, I would say stuff like we should make a movie. I would say sometimes, or certain things. But back then, you didn't really have as much opportunity. I think if we were 13 now, we probably would have a show.
Oh, yeah.
or something, some kind of thing online, you know. But we're talking 1998, whatever it was,
Yeah, dude.
and
Fuck.
just had a lot less ability to do these things. So
I mean, hey, at least you guys have it now, and you guys have this whole, like, I guess you could say, following that you guys have, started basically from the ground up together,
and it's great because literally it was like the conversation was I called him and said, let's do a podcast every week, and he just goes, sure. That's it. Like, I don't think he exactly knew what he was getting himself into, because it has turned into 107 episodes every week. We've only not done one for like 3 weeks in that time period.
Yeah.
Which is quite a bit of a commitment. Had he known that at the time, I don't know if he would have just been like, sure, but that's what happened. So there you go.
I mean, the one that came out this week, which, by the way, people that are listening, we were recording this the week before this comes out, or, well, depending, but this is the same day that the episode 34 of the podcast with Anthony, who joined me, which, by the way, Anthony, if you're listening, how you doing, man, came out. So this week's episode of the show, I just want to say real quick, what the fuck is wrong with you in the intro, John?
What are you talking about?
Oh, the intro. Oh, you don't know what you're... Okay. I see what we're doing here. Okay.
I don't know what you're speaking about. What I've learned on the show, like, basically, elephants are just disgusting creatures. This is what I've learned, man. Just filthy beings.
How in the world do you just come like find this shit, dude? Honestly.
I've done a lot of research into elephants. I'm actually intrigued by them. I study them, and sometimes I share some of the materials with all of you.
We thank you so much for the lovely images and videos that you have shown us, John.
Many people have pointed to like a correlation with like that I've actually lost viewers from when we began using some elephant material on the show. Like there's like a line you could draw there, which is interesting.
Listen, if no one can take if the Ramborgia cannot take elephant porn, elephants eating shit out of their own buttholes, listen, those Ramborgians are not true Ramborgians, all right?
Well, Ramborgians can take it, it's just everywhere else. So what we've done is we've kind of weeded people out.
Oh, of course.
And we've now have an elite group that's left.
The elite lovers of elephants, yes.
Yeah. Sometimes I like to, kind of mess with the audience a little bit and see where the line is,
I don't think you've even passed the line yet, honestly.
No, we're still pushing it.
Considering that this is the internet, yeah, you are like
right. That's what I mean. People like watch all kinds of things. They play games where people get blown their heads off, and then they show two elephants making love, and it's like, this is filth. It's like, really? I mean, come on.
I mean, honestly, just for example, we'll use porn for some weird reason. If you can think of it, there is some type of porn out there in the fucking internet. So why is it you can't show elephants fucking for the first, I don't know, a good minute of the show?
Right, or maybe an hour, a special.
Yeah, just a whole live stream, just elephant porn. Why not?
Exactly, yeah.
And you sometimes will join.
That's the kind of the balance I like, because if you watch that show that we did a couple days ago,
yes,
it opens with an elephants doing some stuff that's disgusting, but then we also have a conversation about love with entradas on there, and it's there's like all kinds of levels and things in there, and I like the chaos of it and the variety. It's what it's all about. It's what I try to put forth.
I think if you were going to label it with something, I think you would just label it as the Ramborgia, and then that's basically all that it tells, honestly.
There you go. Yes.
Moving forward, so John, I've been wondering because as I am a YouTuber and as many listeners of the podcast and of the show, I mean many Ramborgia members, Cyber Demon, Anthony, Nate, Mark, Hazard, the list goes on for you guys, which is by the way just amazing that you have actual content creators in the Ramborgia.
Oh yeah.
And as a YouTuber, and because obviously you're a YouTuber and Oj is a YouTuber, I wanted to know what are the more stressful things that you've had to endure and just experience on your quote YouTube career.
I don't really consider us to be YouTubers. I don't really like YouTube that much. But even Carl's that because he's around YouTube, so it makes sense. Mm-hmm. But difficulties. Well, I mean, we made a whole entire web series with basically no resources whatsoever, and I put so much work into it that I've hurt a lot of things in my personal life. For instance, I went to financial debt because of it. A lot of relationships around me have suffered because of it. But I did it because I'm still in the process of it. Actually, before you called, I was working on the next one. We have one coming out on Sunday, November the 3rd, but then there's another one after that. that I'm working on now.
Jesus Christ.
But I do it because I believe in it, and I think a lot of people have said, a lot of the feedback we've gotten, people really love it, and they believe in it as well. So I feel like it was worth it. And what I've kind of learned over the last probably couple months, especially, is sometimes you can't push yourself that hard and let everything else kind of fall apart. So I'm trying to learn how to pace myself a little bit better. There's been some sobering lessons, like stuff that just doesn't pan out into anything that you thought maybe it would. Like I do some of these convention videos, and I did one recently. I went to a convention in Dallas. I don't know if you saw the video, but I'm walking around with the microphone, interview people, and then I do the whole thing.
Oh, I did.
But it's quite a bit, because it's like I paid to go there. I took an entire day to film. Came back, missed a bunch of days' work. Took an entire day to, I edited like the entire night so I can go to work the next morning. And then you put it out, and then it's not like what you think it's gonna do, or hope, or feel like it should get. And like everyone that watches this says they really love it a lot, but then there's like a huge amount of people that just won't check it out at all. We refuse to watch it or even look into it. So that kind of stuff is like sobering, and it's annoying. But then you gotta look at the other side of it, where the people that did watch it really enjoyed it, and that kind of makes it worth it. In the end.
Well, I want to say just two things because it just came to my head. And the first one being, and that's one of the many reasons why I look up to you just so much, dude. Like, you put so much effort into things. I mean, like you just said, you went to financial debt just because you believe so much into your actual product, if you want to name it a product or brand, what have you. And I think that's one of the many reasons why the Rambo community just loves you and OG so much, because you guys do put all this hard work and effort and time into it. And I mean, again, to sum it all up, is just stay ballsy, really, dude. I mean, you have this idea in your head, and you're pulling out all the stops to make sure it comes out the way that you intended it in your mind. And again, it's just a beautiful thing, dude. And this is one of the main reasons why I again, look up to you and respect you, dude. Honestly,
there's a lot of respect all around. Like, I think they respect us because they could tell, and they can tell that we're not doing it for cash because they know we're not making any cash. Like, if you look at the views, look at the numbers, like, you can tell we're not making money. So I think there's a respect that they know we're doing it for the love of it, and then we respect them, and for the great comments and the feedback and everything. So, and they're the ones that keep it going. If like no one wanted to see it, like, I would probably stop. So.
Well, I mean, that's one of the many things I think that content creators just have to endure sometimes, that you're not going to get, especially people that want to, like, that are starting out in YouTube, like, especially like you only have a video out or you're just really starting out, especially in this time of YouTube where it's basically all around just a competition. But then if you look deep enough, you find this good percentage of people known as the Ramborgian people that it's not really a competition. We all have love for each other. I mean, you look at Mad Head Productions, you look at a lot of people, honestly, that just, I mean, hell, I came into the Ramborgian community, left, and then came back, and then I'm welcome back with open arms. Fucking doing things with Hazard, Mark, and Anthony, Nate, who are also new to the.
It's literally like the best people you could find. Honestly. I mean, it's incredible, and that's the comments I get from a lot of people, a lot of friends or other people like on the outside looking in. Like, you have the best community I've ever seen. I mean, of course you do as well.
Please.
But there you go, yeah. But I mean, if you have the amount of videos we put out, I think I got like 500 videos on the channel.
500, yes.
For something like that, I don't know. But the ones that haven't got pulled by YouTube yet.
Yeah, fucking YouTube, dude.
But yeah, I mean, like, pretty much no one hates on it or gives us crap. Or I mean, I get really no negative messages at all on the Twitter thing and all that stuff. So that's a wonderful thing, man. And no matter what I make, there's gonna be somebody that's gonna check it out. And that's great. It's a grind out there. It really is. You really gotta want it. You gotta want to do it. It's a grind, my friend.
I mean, I discussed some things already with Anthony on the last podcast, and even on and off recording. In order for people to become, I guess you could say, quote, YouTubers or just content creators in general, there's a lot of things you have to be able to stomach. Like, you have to be able to absorb the fact that at first you may not get any attention at all. Hell, there's people I know that never got attention at all, even to this day after doing it for years now.
Right.
And then obviously when you reach a certain point where you're going to have the quote, haters or trolls. You got to figure out how you want to deal with that. And overall, there's a lot of things to go into it, but I think what's wonderful with the Rambo that if you guys would get hate, you have like, I don't know, thousands of people that are gonna be like, no, fuck you, you ain't shit, get the fuck out of here.
Right. So like the thing to me, like it's all, no matter what we get, it's okay. It's all content in the end. There's always a creative way to use something or whatever.
And, I mean, John, what I wanted to ask you also, again, before we move on, have you ever like, I'm pretty sure this is a yes, but have you ever wanted to like just give up on the YouTube?
I never have.
No.
I think maybe at times, I think there's times like people see like the Shazman Hole Punch stuff, they see how hard I push with it and how it's just days upon days of stuff. People are like, why you shouldn't do that maybe, or do something different than that. I got it in my heart. I feel it. It feels like what I'm supposed to be doing. And at times I've taken maybe the wrong approach where it's like, damn everything else around me, like this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But that's just what I feel like I need to be doing,
I mean, you also gotta have that perfect balance of the YouTube life and then your actual own personal life. And I know that you have work and you're in a relationship, so I'm pretty sure it's a little bit more finding the time to do those kind of things that I guess you could say regular people would do.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Yeah, I understand completely.
Like this has been like a lost year. Like this entire year, like I don't even remember like anything that happened. It went so fast because I've just been like sitting here, just writing, editing, whatever.
But you know what, John? I don't mean to interrupt you, but
that's fine.
You have again, for the people that you motivate. One of them being me. I see that kind of stuff, and for the content creators and the YouTubers, it inspires me, inspires us to just do more. I mean, hell, right now I'm making sure I'm recording now every day. Before, my mindset was like, all right, okay, I'll record every now and then. No, I'm recording every day. I'm putting a lot more time into it. I can say without a fact, like honestly, like when I first started out with my original channel, Caesar the Pleaser. Now this is Caesar the Pleaser to me, but I would record for like a good week and then upload all that in like 2 days. So fuck that.
Okay.
You gotta find that balance, honestly, for the people that are listening. But
right,
John, you have all this like, you have all these like skills. You're so good at editing, which I'm pretty sure you didn't take any classes for, correct?
Well, I'm getting better at it. I would say I'm like great. Getting better at that. Yeah.
But still, though, it's better than the average. Like, oh, Windows Movie Maker, okay. But you have all these skills. You're good on camera. You have that personality, which is fucking amazing. You're good at you're good at acting. You're
getting better as well. Getting better at the acting.
Of course. And I want to know, where did you just like acquire all these skills? Is it just from like watching and listening other people do it, and then putting it to your own stuff, or?
It's funny, like sometimes people say like you're very talented and shit like that, but I'm not talented at all. Like I'm not very good at like anything. But the thing I have is just like I have a great work ethic. So whatever it is, whatever I want to do, I will put the work out, I'll bust my ass to try to get there, try to figure it out, So no matter what it is, like I just put hundreds of hours into it, each thing. But nothing ever comes easily. It's not like, oh, let me just pick up this guitar here and
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. It's just work, man. It's just hard work. I think if you're willing to put the work in, no matter what you're trying to do, you're gonna get good at it.
Yeah.
You just got to be willing to do it.
And that's even more advice to the people that are considering to do YouTube. Like no matter how much dead viewership you're gonna get, or no matter how much issues you're gonna have. I mean, if you truly believe that you should be doing this, I think you should do it. Because one day
you want to make excuses. People always make excuses like, oh, I need to go to a school for that, but I don't have the money. I need this or that, or someone to show me this. We really don't. Don't make excuses for things.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, just find a way to do it.
Four good examples. All right, me being one of them. You look at Phil. He went to school for fucking business. All right, so he understands business wise as far as for the YouTubes and stuff. But if you look at how for recording, for fucking his skills in video games, for fucking the basic editing and so on and so forth. You look at Hate Live, his podcast that he does every week. You look at all these things. He did not go to school for it. You look at OJ, again, did not go to school for everything that he's done on his own personal YouTube channel, which I also like. You look at I learned all this just from either watching other people or just word of mouth. And then you look at you again. You did not go to school. This you said this multiple times. You did not go to.
I didn't go to school for anything, actually. I went to school for nothing. So I mean, there you go.
And here you are. You doing all these things. You're doing a live streamed podcast every week on Twitch.tv. And it's like, I can't even do that kind of shit. Like, I would love to. I'm pretty sure a lot of people that are podcasters and what have you would love to. But again, you don't have to go to school for all this. And this is why I think it's so cool, the modern age that we live in, because you don't have to go to school to do, I guess, these kind of works, like for art.
Yeah,
music,
dude. There's so many great tutorials. I watch a lot of things, especially about like how to do certain effects with the editing, things like that. Mm-hmm. I wish like when I was learning how to play guitar, I wish it was a little bit later because like there's so many good tutorials on that stuff.
I mean, you look at guitartabs.com. Fucking.
Yeah, dude, I was back before like anything was going on. So
I mean,
you had a little book that didn't make any sense. That was it. You're like, what does this even mean?
Yeah, man. Honestly,
but yeah, there's a great community out there. A lot of great people. A lot of people want to put down the internet, YouTube. There's a lot of dicks out there, sure, but there's a lot of people that are good and trying to help each other out, and I know a lot of the stuff I've learned to all this, all the information that's out there.
Yeah, I mean, and then I don't know how it is with you as far as you're running the whole Stay Ballsy website, but even the people that help you out just to create that, I mean, even more so that those are people that you've never fucking met, and then because we have the internet, you can talk to them, and then now you have what you have here. I mean.
I made so many friends, it's ridiculous. People, in Sweden. Mark is in Sweden. I know people in all kinds of different countries. If I'm ever forced to leave this one, there's many different places I could go and hide out.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing.
I mean, yeah, again, honestly, like, here you are in Connecticut, fucking here I am, California. I don't ever think I would have ever stumbled on you randomly if we didn't have the internet. So fucking what the hell, man? But that's the beautiful thing that the internet is. Fucking A.
Right. There you go.
But moving on, Mr. Rambo. First of all, I want to say I am also a fan of your music, which is something that I enjoy. And a lot of the music that you have, it contains lyrics and concepts from many diverse topics. For example, in the song "Sign de los Times," you talk about people. What the fuck, did I write? People being raised by computers, fast food, and hypocrites. My question is, though, where did you come up with these ideas to discuss these things? Is it simply from observation? Is this from your own personal research? Or is it something else just entirely?
Yeah, I'm the kind of person that wherever I go, I try to soak in everything that's going on. If I watch something, or you just try to be aware of your surroundings, Mm-hmm. I feel like people sometimes aren't aware of it's like all the stuff that's just going on right in front of you, But yeah, everything I do is kind of pulls from life experience, I would say, or something I'm trying to express.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people have always done. Like the people that I really respect in music, that's what they've always tried to do. Like especially like folk music, usually about social issues, things that are happening. You got your love songs here and there, but it's mostly like stuff that actually has meaning to it, and not just like let's shake our asses and all that. And, maybe someone will smack it as well. I don't know.
So I'm assuming you're not a fan of the hippity hop rap music.
No, I mean I like some stuff, especially like the older stuff.
Oh, okay, of course. Yeah. So it's just basically from life experiences, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So going back on the whole YouTube and I guess your your creation of I guess you being a part of the YouTube. Was there any goal that you have in mind when you first started the channel? Like obviously you had the Japan footage, but was there any other like alternative goals that you have in your mind when you did that or starting out?
No, I mean it's really a snowball, man. I mean, I never really ever intended to be on it. Like I always thought of YouTube. Like YouTube's the thing where people put videos of their cats and the dude getting kicked in the balls. That's how I always thought of it.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty much what I always thought it was. And then Phil got on YouTube. He did very well, and I was friends with him for quite some time at that point already. And he said, "Hey, why don't you do some stuff with me?" And we made all these videos. We did it for nothing. We were having fun, as we usually would do on like Saturdays. We'd play games. All of a sudden, there was just a camera there. We did that for a long time, and he eventually turned it into a business and all that, and right on. But for me, like people liked when I was there, and then I won a Street Fighter tournament in Nashville in 2010, and I was being sent to Japan to play for Team USA, not the Soviet Union this time.
Of course, or North Korea. Yes.
Yes, and I said, well, I'll make a channel now, you know, and that was like I think I was on his channel for like 2 years.
Oh yeah.
2008. It was like 2 years later that I did, and throughout that entire time, people were like, make a channel. I just didn't want to do it because I was like, what am I going to do with this?
No, it's understandable. Yeah.
So I made it for that trip, and I put up quite a bit of videos and vlogs and all that jazz while I was there.
Right.
And then I got back. I'm like, what do we do with this now? You know, what am I supposed to do with this channel? And yeah, I've always had a passion for like music and creating things. And it all kind of snowballed from there, and here we are.
Well,
At least summer.
well, John, because you mentioned film, what did you first think of like when you like someone that you knew, you know, just basically, you know, as a friend or whatever sick things that you guys do with each other. But what did you originally like? What was in your mind when you saw like, wait, you do stuff on YouTube and you record yourself playing video games? What the fuck was that kind of?
Yeah, it was weird, man. You know, like we were big into Street Fighter, right? So we play every weekend. We played on Christmas one year, I remember, because we were so hardcore into these tournaments. We would travel.
Yeah.
That's where we became friends, because we'd be on the road 4 or 5 hours driving to some freaking hole-in-the-wall arcade or whatever.
And you might also talk to the person who's next to you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I would, you know, he would drive usually, and I would jump in the car, and we would go all these different places and fly different places in the country, and that's what we did for some reason. I don't know what it was all about. And then we went to Evo in 2007, and we were both in Vegas, and he didn't like how it worked out or how we finished or whatever. I didn't talk to him for like months after that. I didn't talk to him for like 6 months.
Oh wow.
Because he kind of like disappeared for a while, and then all of a sudden, like I think he called me or sent me a message or something. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, I've been doing videos on YouTube, and I thought, I was like, really? What? I didn't really get it. I was like, okay, yeah, that's different, you know, something different.
Right.
And then you know, to maybe, I don't know if it's a surprise or not, but all of a sudden he just started doing very, very well, you know, did very well for himself. And I got kind of sucked into it, so.
I mean, listen, Phil, I know lately he's been receiving a lot more hate than he typically is used to, I guess, enduring. So I just want to say, you know, much love to him. I mean, I respect, again, you and Phil, because I love smart guys. Being a wrestling fan since... I guess I don't know what the fuck was that era called. It wasn't the Attitude Era. I guess it was the era after that. But
the Ruthless Aggression Era.
There you go. Yes, I was a fan during that. You know, Evolution with Triple H and Randy Orton and stuff like that.
Right.
And then obviously we see the downturn of wrestling. But this isn't smart guys. But so just because the things that you guys do, you know, you have the show, you have Smart Guys, which was originally on your channel. You have all these things that you guys have done. My personal favorite series that you guys have done is the Mario and Sonic London games of 2012.
Oh, that was fun, yes.
That's like the best things I've ever seen from you guys, in my opinion. Honestly, it's just jokes all day. But so I wanted to ask you, what is like the weirdest thing you've ever like experienced on YouTube? Whether it's just on your own channel, whether it's just when you're seeing the chat from the show or Smart Guys, basically just overall, dude. The weirdest thing, the one weirdest thing overall.
Just the whole thing is weird, man. It's like the whole experience is weird, you know. I can't really give you one thing. The whole thing is odd, you know. That's the only way I could put it. It's just
there's nothing that like stands out. That's
specifically, that's like I'd have to think about it. I'd have to really think about it. I can't give you one thing.
I was expecting like, oh, Cyber Demon or like your fucking like elephant stuff or something, man. It's all good. That's all right.
It's just all one big ball of insanity.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, especially because you are a part of the internet, as we just discussed earlier. But all right, fuck it. I mean, maybe one day you'll come on and we'll have an actual answer, but it's all good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna answer that. I refuse. I'm not gonna satisfy your cravings for these questions and answers. Okay, will not answer it.
All right, man. Moving on though. So, all right. Originally, as I said, I saw you through film. But the one thing that really, really like, I guess, got me hooked into your sub, which I guess pretty much is the reason why you have the show, is when you did the GameStop shoots or the John Rambo shoots on GameStop videos, the three-parter series that you had, basically just ranting on GameStop. And my question to you, however, is why did you basically grab a microphone, hit the record button, and just let it all out, dude? Honestly, like I know that you did it because it was the whole issue that GameStop had with Deus Ex, but was there more to that?
It's funny because you bring that up because I think actually the first part of that a lot of people are saying is pulled down now.
Is it? Oh,
Mysteriously, it's gone from YouTube. Yeah, or in certain countries it's banned, but I think here it's okay or something. I don't know.
That's just weird.
And what's funny is that whole thing eventually led to the show in some ways. But the reason I did is because I had a story to tell. You know.
Yeah.
And when you got a story to tell, you want to tell the story.
Yeah.
Very profound there.
Which real quick before you go on. For my listeners, and for anyone listening, if you haven't checked that out, I really highly recommend that you check that out, especially if you're a gamer that's ever been interested in working at GameStop. I think you have and especially with the Stern guys, there's an episode of the show with you and Stern guys talking about GameStop.
Yes,
I can't remember
there as well.
I can't remember the number, but I do recommend you guys find it. But really check out the John Rambo shoots on GameStop. All that's been pulled down, but it's really some interesting things to listen to, and it's really changed my whole just output on GameStop. Honestly, I'm like, dude, fuck that GameStop. I'm not going there. I'm going to the independent store, dude. Honestly, but
what I really wanted to do with it is like I had this in my mind. You know, I had all this baggage, so it was cathartic in the sense that I could just tell the story and then just put it in the past. You know, I still take my shots at them here and there, but for the most part, it's a done deal. And actually, the store I worked at closed a little bit after I left anyway, so it's very much in the past now.
So, well, real quick, but, how did that affect you, knowing that store with your I guess you could say troubled memories and your past in that store is now gone?
It's good. It feels good.
Yeah, there's some closure to you.
There's definitely closure to it. Plus, I moved on to a whole. It's not like things got worse after that. Things got, incredibly better. So there's no reason to harp on that whole thing. But I do want to tell you guys the story if you don't know very quickly.
Sure.
It's basically Street Fighter. Might have been Super Street Fighter 4 came out.
Honestly, I think it's Street Fighter 4.
It was one of the Street Fighter 4s. I don't know which one. There's like 14 of them now.
Yeah, like 79. Yeah.
It was the launch date. It was the launch day for that. And there's in the town I live next to, which is Danbury, Connecticut. There's the GameStop. And then there's a store called Play and Trade,
which is now called.
It's called Level 1 now. They're actually moving into the mall, but so that's a whole other thing. But on this day that Street Fighter 4 was coming out, GameStop was doing their local events, like their midnight thing, which is usually just like you show up and buy the game at midnight. It's not really anything else going on besides that. But Play and Trade was doing an actual tournament. They had several consoles set up for people to bring sticks and play the game and whatnot. So I decided to go there. And Phil, went there as well. So, of course, he's on YouTube. We talked about that already.
Right.
For his channel. And he was filming stuff. And, of course, I'm in some of the videos at this other store. While I'm an employee of GameStop. So, it was kind of weird. Like, weeks go by. And, like, there's no problem here.
Right.
And then one day they give me, like, a shift at GameStop that's, like, 2 hours. So I'm like, what is this about?
Jesus.
Right, and they actually just got rid of a bunch of people, including our friend Joe, who you know from that Olympic Games thing.
Oh shit! Shout out to Joe.
Yeah, they got him out of there. So I'm like, something's going down. I'm just gonna show up. But I never imagined it would be this, right?
Right.
I never imagined it. So I go in, and the district manager's there, and he brings me in the back, and he's got a computer. Doesn't say anything. He's got a computer, and he just starts playing the videos.
Dude, were you scared that you were going to die that day, or what?
No. It was actually like, it was insanity, and I was like, you had to laugh at it. It was just bizarre. Like, imagine your boss calls you in and starts playing videos, and so he starts playing the videos, then he starts giving me crap about it. And he's like, well, why aren't you at the GameStop event? Why don't you do this, blah, blah, blah. I was like, because I don't have to be. Right? Stuff like that. So he starts getting into it, he starts yelling, and eventually I basically quit right then and there. I basically grabbed my coat and I walked out. And so then I had no job. I basically quit. And I tried to get unemployment for the time being. and we had to go to court because they were trying to deny it. And it's almost impossible to get unemployment if you quit your job. It's usually if you got fired for an uncaused reason.
Yeah.
Right? That's pretty much how you get it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I go there, and the judge, we had a whole thing, and the judge was basically like, okay, they said that you went to this place representing GameStop, and you made these videos to maliciously
Right.
to attack them. That's what they're saying.
Assholes, right?
So it was very, so they basically lied, and I basically, it was very easy to prove, like, I didn't make the videos, I wasn't doing anything wrong in the videos. And the guy's like, well, did you have any, like, GameStop stuff on that make people think that you're from there? It's like, no. And he's like, okay, you win. And I got unemployment for quitting a job, which is pretty insane.
Jesus, man. Jesus.
Yeah. So that was pretty much the meat of the story. There's more to it, but
Again, check out those
pretty crazy.
videos. Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Again, people check out those videos because they're really interesting to listen to, and especially if you find the one with John and certain guys talking about GameStop, it's really even more like what the fuck GameStop. But no matter how much I want to discuss your ice cream job, I won't.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other thing too. Yeah.
We can literally go an hour just on that, so I won't ask about that. But what I want to ask you, John, because it's a bizarre story, but what I want to ask you, John, because again, as I told you when I was in the show, episode 101. I was re-listening to some of the episodes of the show, and I stumbled upon episode 38. To be more specific, in case you remember, it's when you and Phil went to E3, and it was the week after you came back.
Yes.
And you said that you want this to be better than Machinima. Now, being a
What was that?
What's up?
What should be better than Machinima? I don't even remember this.
You were discussing the Stay, because I think this is when you were now branching to the Stay Ball Z network idea.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and you said you want this to become better than Machinima. Now,
Okay.
me being a Machinima partner, I'm offended. No, I'm kidding. But and I don't know why that really just stuck out to me, but it's just so. How can I say this? It's weird because at the time when you said that Machinima was the big thing, everyone wanted to jump on that. That's what I think it was like a year or two. Well, actually 2 years ago. 2 years after Machinima had the really big jump.
They were like the biggest thing ever at that point.
Yeah.
Like
Now,
was 2011 or something?
Yeah, I think 2011. Yeah. Hell, even from 08, to be honest.
Or 12? Yeah, it was like the biggest thing. It was like people were dying to get in there.
And now obviously things are pumping up and stuff. But anyway, and it was just so just. I don't know. It was kind of like inspiring me, dude. Like honestly, because again, it goes back to stay ballsy, and you're not gonna take shit from anybody. And if you have a goal and you have an idea and you have a dream that you have, you want to make it into reality, of course, and you want to put so much effort that your idea and dream becomes real. So to me, it just I don't know why it just hit me really in the heart. I was like, damn, this guy really wants to become the shit, fucking dude, like. Why is it? Obviously, it's 2 years later, but why is it that you even had that kind of, I guess, mindset, John?
I don't. I generally don't trust these people. I don't know. I just I've been offered these partnerships from several different people. Mm-hmm. I've never taken them. Maybe I should have. I don't. Maybe I would be bigger now. I don't really know.
You never know.
You never know. I don't really know. But I just feel like a lot of them are just trying to, suck a couple dimes out of you, because they all give you the same pitch. It's like, we're going to promote your stuff. Just give us a piece of it. Well, are they really going to do anything,
Which they don't. I'm going to be honest. They don't do shit.
Yeah, I don't think they really do. And if you look at Machinima as a perfect example, which was the biggest thing ever, you fast forward a little bit, the whole thing collapsed.
I mean,
a lot of people are trying to get out of there and, whatnot. So
it also has to do, I guess, with the time. Because remember, at the time, if you had the HD footage and you had some good commentary that actually flowed well, you could become a hit in a day, honestly.
Yeah.
And now you see some of these older, I guess you could say, big shots that were around that time. A lot of them are having difficult being able to maintain that kind of stature because obviously Call of Duty is now more frowned upon in the internet community, and a whole other factors that attribute to that. I think a lot more people are trying. I think the attention span of the average YouTuber or YouTube viewer can't sit there and watch, Let's Plays or just things about commentaries about whatever. They want to see a funny video, and there you go. Which is why even more props to you and OJ for, having, an hour-long show every week, which is good. Each show is good, even though some are kind of nasty. Each are good. And again, just more props to you guys for being able to do that, on a weekly basis live.
Well, there's a lot of white noise out there. Just so many people doing this stuff, so it all kind of just cancels each other out. It's just like you go on there, it's just 10 billion people doing the same thing. Which one do I check out? I don't know. I'll go with this guy. I don't know. It's so, and also there's a very distinct formula that people follow that to get popular on YouTube, which we've never really done.
Yeah.
Videos got to be like 7 minutes or under. You don't do anything, like you don't do any kind of project without a Kickstarter first. Yeah, like first you ask for the money first. It's bad enough that people probably people usually don't want to make something if they're not going to make money or make their money back in the end. So now people want the money in the first place to before they even attempt the thing.
Right.
It's like 4 or 5 minutes long. A lot of this stuff has to be based on especially like the comedy things. It's all based on like characters that people know already. Super Mario goes to the dentist. That's a skit. I need to kickstart this, and I'll get and that stuff does really well. There's a very distinct formula to it. So, I don't know. We never really kind of went down that road. So
I think after you look, after 100 videos or 100 bullshit channels, I think you will find eventually the good percentage that's quality content. You guys, me, Hazard, Mark, the list goes on. I can't name everybody. But yeah, man, honestly. So
there's good stuff out there, but back to the partnership thing. I just never trust them. It's just I feel like it's just people trying to take advantage or suck a dime out of you. So I was trying to at the time it didn't really ever come to be. But I was trying to get like a network of people, and we put the videos up that people would check out. Like it's all free stuff. No one's really trying to make a buck off it. But we're still like I don't know. It didn't work then, but I think we're gonna try it again soon. I try to kind of refine some of the stuff that we were trying to work with then.
I mean, I don't know how is it. No, I don't know how your mindset was, or how did you pick and choose people that were going to be accepted into the state?
It was pretty much anyone.
Really?
Yes, anyone that wanted to do it could be part of it. And you would submit a video, and we put it on the site. But what happened was, again, I'm the only one running the thing, so I would get 50 videos in a day, and I have to put them all up on the site.
Jesus.
And then we weren't helping people out the way I hoped that we would. I wanted everyone that was part of it to just get huge bumps in views, and we could really help people out. But I just didn't have the pull to do that at the time. So we'll try again. We're gonna try again with it. But it's funny because a lot of these networks, their pitch is always we're a network of 20,000 partners, and we're gonna put you over. But it's if you have 20,000 partners or 10,000 partners, are you really going to help my channel? Why am I? What makes mine more special than the other thousands you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all very weird,
I mean, this is why I think that if you want to look at it, I guess you could say in a business way. I mean, the fact that you're now adding, again, a good example would be Anthony and Nate. They came into the Ramborgia, and because they have their own individual fan base now being integrated, now that helps both of you guys.
Yeah, I think that'd be good if we kind of team up with some people, with you guys, like you or them or Mark or whatever, people that have consistent content. I think we could all kind of help each other out. But something to be discussed as we go forward. I don't know. I don't know what we should do, but there's something there maybe.
I mean, just two things. That's part of the reason. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I kind of left. Not the fan base. I was still a consistent viewer of the show, but I guess I don't know. I guess I just stopped uploading or sending you videos or something because I realized that okay, we have 20, 30, whatever people that join the network, but we're all just one fan base. You have to have it's tough. I will admit, what you were aiming at is tough, but that's why I left. I now have the pleasers. Bring it back in. I go on episode 101. 10 people come with me to go on your channel now.
Right. Yeah, it was definitely at the time. It's definitely too big for what we had going. But that's what I do sometimes. Sometimes you crash and burn. Sometimes you got ideas that don't work out, but doesn't mean you can always go back and try them again.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
what I really wanted to do was help everybody out. That's all I was trying to do.
Honestly, I mean, and that's good, and it's kind of what the fuck is the word? That's noble of you to do that. I mean, especially now, I think a lot of us, the Ramborgian content creators. A lot of us, I think, have now, because a lot of us are now talking to each other now. We're now actually. It's not just like, oh, it's competition. Who's the better one of us or whatever. Or at least that's how I saw it. I think now, because we're doing, like example for me, I'm doing things with Mark, Hazard, Anthony. I'm going to be on Gamer Talk a lot. Okay, well, when this comes out,
you guys did it on your own. You guys did it on your own without me ever saying, like, Caesar, you talk to Mark, or like I didn't need to do that. Basically, it's like you guys organically made connections with each other. And I know a lot of those guys do all kinds of things with each other now, like on YouTube and whatnot. So.
I mean, like
that's great, man. That's great.
I mean, it's like I said, today, when we're recording this, the podcast with Anthony, someone I had no idea who the fuck that was, but because I heard him on the show, I was like, I want to talk to this guy. I want to see what kind of dude he is. And now here we are with a podcast.
Right.
And honestly, I think this is one of the things that you did achieve in as far as the goal for the Stay Ballsy network. You at least now brought individuals together to do things together. I mean, if you look at Anthony's channel, there's a series called Gaming With that he does every now and then, and he has one with him, Nate, and Mark. I don't think they even knew who Mark was until they saw him on the show. Yeah,
dude. I mean, that's a great reward for me, man. I mean, people are like making friends and having a good time. I mean, that's great. I mean, what can I say? What can I say about that?
Seriously, like, I mean, I don't think any one of us can really truly like thank you a lot, dude. Like, because if it wasn't for that, again, I would have never known Mark. I would have never known Howard. Because honestly, I didn't know who the fuck Howard was until he was on the show multiple times. But I wouldn't know all these individuals, so I can't really truly thank you enough, dude. Honestly,
why thank you?
I mean, I'm gonna try to make sure that, because I really think that what you have, if we all of us handle it together, carefully, and we do this good enough, I think the Stay Ballsy network could become a big name, like the Polaris, which formerly the Game Station, Yaush, Machinima, these other networks. I think what you can do really have something here, John. Honestly,
I think we gotta talk about it. I think we could do something good.
I think one day we're all gonna have like a big ass meeting. Just all right, we gotta do that.
I hope so. And I always say, like, it's weird because I can't like express it with words well enough, like how much all you guys mean to me and everything. Like, it's an emotion that I can't put into words. Like, if you were here in front of me, I would display it for you, maybe, or some sort of interpretive dance. I could pull it off, but I can't do it with words. But I mean, it's great, man.
You know what?
If I ever, like, seriously, if I ever, I don't know how to say it. Like, if I ever get bigger or whatever, or move up or something.
Sure.
Everyone's coming with. It's not gonna be like, oh, I used to do that with those guys who would watch the show, blah, blah, blah. But everybody's coming with me. But it's up to me to get to that spot so we can all enjoy it.
Well, I think you also can use us. I think if we all use each other, not use each other, but like we all come together,
work with each other.
Yeah, there you go. I think we can really do something wonderful, John. Honestly, dude.
Okay.
Fucking.
We'll have to figure it out, man.
Yeah, seriously, dude. Just like, I hope when you relaunch the site, I hope it does a lot more better, because especially with the idea how you want to like showcase all these podcasts that we have, Crowncast, my podcast, Gamer Talk Live. I haven't seen anyone else's podcast, but yeah, I think that's probably something that's also key. But yeah, man, honestly, so John, do you have to go?
No, we got another maybe 20 minutes or so. I mean, yeah, whatever, dude.
All right, cool.
It's up to you, man. It's up to you. Want me to go? I'll go. I mean, it's up to you.
We're almost done, actually. I'm surprised. So fucking sweet. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna throw this one because it's a quick one. John, how many hats do you actually wear at once?
At once?
At once. Is if you remove the hat you're wearing right now, is there another hat under that?
Just assuming that there's one on now. It's been so long that I don't even know anymore. That whole thing's an interesting thing. It's there's a plan in the works, right?
Right.
There's a plan in the works, and OJ knows about this. Where I will be hatless.
Oh shit!
There is a plan, but the problem is it's a video. I'm not gonna say anything more than that.
Sure.
But we have to get to a certain point where we could put this video out. So it'll be eventually out there. It's not that big of a deal. Everyone's just going to be like, oh. It's the kind of thing that, like, you wear it for so long, right?
Right.
And then all of a sudden it becomes bigger than it is. And then it's not really a big deal though. It's like it's building to something that's just gonna be very, very much a letdown for everyone.
Listen, John.
There's nothing more to the story than what it is, you know. So it's like I can't take it off now because now it's like it has a life of its own.
Listen, for my pleasers that don't know about these things, John is really known for his magical and beautiful beard, and also for this goddamn hat that he always wears whenever he shows his face. Now, at first, I was like, oh, he wears that hat a lot. And then it became, okay, John, do you like wear this hat for like years on end or what? Because
it became like a mythical thing. And it's like, well, I can't just take it off now. I have to wear this.
Like whenever I see you on camera, it's like there's the hat. Like, all right, when the hurricane was around, which I can't believe you survived that. Fucking much love that you're here.
I think it sucked.
From what I saw, it sucked.
Yeah, it was a terrible time. Yes.
Whenever you had a hoodie and you have the little hood on, there was the hat under it. That's like, what the fuck, John? But
I've worn a full suit with a hat as well.
Yeah, dude. I mean, hey, it's funny things, and I don't know, but yeah.
I don't know. It becomes a little bit of a. I think it might be time. You know, we're getting there, and like I said, there is plans in the works. We have to kind of separate ourselves from that a little bit.
Well, I look forward to that. I'm sure a lot of other Rambo.
It's not going to be anything interesting. That's the problem. You know. So.
Watch this become the thing that makes you big.
I don't know. You gotta go with the flow, man.
All right. Fucking. Where was I? Okay. So John, will we ever? So I realize that you used to do gameplay on your channel, and the question is, will we ever actually see the return of your the games, the series? You know, will we ever see the gameplay content return to your channel? Like I know you did the Mega Man indie game that came out a few months ago. But are you just now never going to record your gameplay, or you're just really going to leave that to DSP's channel when you do co-op with him?
Yeah, I mean, I do stuff with him pretty much, I think, 3 times a month. Mm-hmm. So I do that. Right now, it's like, it's funny because games were such a big part of my life for so long. Like I worked in game retail for so long.
Right.
And then I played competitively Street Fighter, and so it was pretty much like work at a game store, go home, play the game, and train for the tournaments that I would go to on the weekends, you know? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it was like that for so long, and at the same time, I'd play all the new releases that were coming out, especially like the PS2 era, and most of the Xbox and PS3 time. And now I'm like busting my ass so much with making the web series, which I do want to plug before I get out of here.
Right.
But, my speakers are terrible. They're cutting out. But yeah, it's almost like now games have kind of gone back to like when I was a kid, where it's like the time where I can like just relax. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So like I go to work, and then I work on the freaking YouTube stuff. But then I have like an hour I play a game, and that's like a cool, just relaxing time for myself.
Jesus.
But I could get. I think you never know. I think we could go back to that. I have the Twitch channel. Mm-hmm. We do the Marvel Heroes on there once in a while with like a big group of people.
Right.
But so, I don't know. It's always possible we can go back to playing some games, especially when Sean's Man Hole Punch is over, mm-hmm. which is coming up, within the next several months. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be like we're trying to just relaunch the channel and just do all kinds of different things, because you don't have that time sink anymore. It just takes up so much. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You kind of just restructure everything, rethink it, and just come back with something like a whole new thing, a whole new approach to everything. And that could be part of it. Games could be part of it. I don't know yet.
Maybe, man, but it's funny that you just mentioned Smash Metal Hole Punches. I was actually going to ask you. So, and I didn't get you want to plug before you got to get out of here. So, Smash Metal Hole Punch, for people that don't know, is this web series that John Rambo and OJ do. I think currently there's 7 episodes you have released, correct?
Yes.
Yes, and they're beautiful things. I enjoy them whenever they come out. I watch them multiple times. I laugh at them. I also cry sometimes. But what I wanted to know, where did this whole idea just come from? Did you just, like, obviously you are a big comic book fan, as you said multiple times on the show. Hell, there's shows that are just dedicated to comic books.
Yes.
And I want to know, where did you guys, or if it was just you, have this idea to create Sean's Metal Hole Punch, this superhero web series?
A couple things led to it. We've always wanted to do something like that, you know. Mm-hmm. So it was always in the back of my mind. But then I did Project 7,
right?
Which was a web series that with a bunch of people, Phil and Howard and Respect the Pact and all that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what I would do pretty much when I was there, I would just stand with Andre, who's like the director. He was putting the whole thing together, editor, and everything. I would just kind of like just be stuck to him like all day and just watching how he's setting things up and like, what was happening. And then I was at the same time I was doing some videos. I went to MagFest, and I started making like some convention videos, doing some editing. So I felt like I could do it. I felt like I could put together a short video, like of a scripted thing. I always wanted to do it, so like let's do it, right? And we spoke to OJ about it, and just kind of like the show where he's kind of on board for anything. He was on board for it, and we kind of discussed it, and we kind of, what do we have? What should we do? Well, we love superheroes. We're big comic book guys, but we don't know how to do effects. We can't have them going out and doing all kinds of shit,
right?
Flying around, amazing things. So what if it's superheroes that just hang out in an apartment? We have an apartment. We have like some suburbia around it. We have streets. We have things like that. So it's gonna be like superheroes that are in an apartment talking about nonsense because they're really bad, right? They're terrible superheroes that just talk. And we put the first one out. I didn't know what people were gonna think about it. Well, people really enjoyed it, and then kind of grew from there. And now we got all kinds of different locations, all kinds of great actors in it. We had the voice of the sniper in Team Fortress 2, John Patrick Lowry. He did a voice for us. We have Uncle Yo is playing our Uncle Yo's a dude that goes to conventions, does stand up. He's well known on the convention circuit. He's playing a character, so it's just blossomed into something really more better than I ever imagined it would be. So, and we have the 8th episode's coming out on Sunday, November 3rd.
Which I hope people do actually check that out, because it is a good series that I actually enjoy, and it's a shame that it's not bigger than what it is, honestly, for all the money and effort that you put into it, John.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I think there's a greater purpose. There's a greater purpose in the end.
So
I don't think about it that way. Like I try to make it the best as I possibly can. You know, and that's the only way I could do. I can't worry about anything else. Like all I can do is try to make it the best I possibly can. And from some of the feedback we've gotten from people, like this is great. It's the best series on YouTube. Some have said. You know, if you go to our website stayballsy.com, we have a whole review section where people wrote all kinds of amazing things about it. You know, some people say it's better than stuff on TV, and that's like the ultimate compliment for something like that, for something I made with my friend. You know, it's better than things that are on TV that are at millions of dollars and hundreds of people on production staff and whatnot. So that's the ultimate compliment. We've gotten that compliment quite a bit.
Do you think that if you guys had the financial backing, that you would do so much better, and this would be a much higher stature than what it is, John?
No, it doesn't follow the YouTube formula. Like the last episode was 40-something minutes long.
Jesus Christ, yeah, I know.
This one coming out is 35, and it's original characters. Like we've referenced some stuff like that's in the superhero realm, but it's characters that are original characters. And people look on at that thumbnail, at that title, Schnozman. I don't know what that is. I'm not watching that shit. If it was called Superman goes to the amusement park, then it'd probably be much bigger,
Yeah. So then why is it that you're now going to, I don't know if you are, I know this might be exclusive, I don't even know if you want to release this information, but why is it that you have plans on, I guess, ending this season for Shazman a whole bunch? Is it just because it's a lot of effort and you don't really want to put that much time to it anymore, or what's up?
There's one coming out on Sunday, like I said, next Sunday, and then there'll be one more after that. And it's going to close up a lot of things. It's not going to completely end. There'll still be things that are kind of left open, just in case. But it's pretty much going to wrap everything up simply because it's too destructive on our lives. I don't know how else to say that. And I think that it's time to see what else we could come up with. But I can't give this much at the level I'm giving it.
Yeah.
I gotta take a break anyway.
No, that's understandable, dude. You run yourself to the ground, literally, John.
Yes, so it's definitely we'll definitely take a break, reassess. Like I said, reassess everything. Let's see what happens next, man. I
mean, especially when OJ's gonna be moving out too, as you said on the show.
Everybody's moving on with their life. It's interesting. You know, she's got a girlfriend now. He didn't have that when we started the show. It's something recently happened. Now he's moving in with her. Howard's getting married. You know, so everyone's moving forward in life. You know, so
Yeah.
I gotta try to get my shit together. So we're gonna try to slow things down a little bit, and then come back. And I definitely want to see what we could do with the series once it's complete. Once it's a complete entity, and we have like a body of work there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely gonna be talking to some people, and see what see what we can do. With the concept, with the idea, with the whole thing. You know, we have all the people, the Ramborgians, all the other people that watched it, and I can say, look at what these people think about this. Look what they thought of it. You know, there's something to this maybe.
Well,
maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, as we're closing down here on the podcast, I have my final 2 questions for you. But what I want to say, John, you're one of the most humbling people that I've ever had to just follow on YouTube. I see you as a mentor, just something from the heart to heart. I see you as a mentor to me. I'm pretty sure you're a mentor to a lot of other people, but you obviously love what you do, and I don't think you ever want to stop. Maybe even when you're 80, I think you're gonna keep doing this, man. Honestly, but are you happy with what you're currently at right now on YouTube? Like taking everything into account and the joy and the sad that you've had to endure and experience on YouTube. Are you happy with where you're at, or are you a bit frustrated? Which I'm pretty sure every YouTuber or content creator, whatever you want to call it, is.
I'm the kind of person that can see both sides of it. Like I'm never gonna be that happy, 100% satisfied with anything. And that's kind of like the creative thing. Like you're always trying to outdo yourself, outdo other. I guess maybe in some ways outdo other people, outdo history itself. You know, and come up with something amazing. It's part of the whole gig. You know, if you put stuff out and you're like, this is the best thing ever. I can never do better than that. And then it's like, well, I guess just stop then and there, right? You know. I'm very proud of what we got. Very proud of it. I'm not thrilled like some of the things that have happened to me, like personal wise, but that's my choice, man. That's the choice you make, and everything in life is a roll of the dice, and you gotta know that going into something. But like I always say, it's a journey. Everybody's been on the journey with us. You're on it with us, the Ramborgia people, and I feel like my heart of hearts, like it's going somewhere, and like I'm not gonna stop before we find out where that is.
Again, man, basically just stay ballsy, dude. Honestly.
Of course, yes.
I mean, even I hope some of the players just go move on and join you guys into that community, because I would love. I mean, I saw it today, which I wanted to shout him out at some point in this episode. Alonzo36 on Twitter, he made this photo of us, which I will be showing right now.
I did see it. I did see that.
It's pretty heartwarming to see that to see that kind of thing. I first have to say thank you, Alonzo, for making that for me, for John and me. And I never thought one day I would have like someone do like pictures for me like you do, or for like you have for the show. Like,
yeah, right.
I mean, just on some personal stuff. Like, I was 2 years ago when I was in high school, and I was nearing the end of it, and I had I was struggling to figure out how am I gonna graduate. Like I was really fucking up, and the show, when I started seeing it a lot more, because I was like, because when you're doing homework, you can't really do stuff. So I had the show on the background and just listening to you and OJ and sometimes Howard and Phil every now and then and stuff. On a weekly basis. Well, at that time, hours. It really motivated me to do more, and I'm happy to say that I graduated. Even though it was with just like I passed with a credit over the minimum. So fuck it, I barely made it out there, and
I know about that. I know all about that.
I know as well. Fucking, and again, it's just inspiring to see what you do for us, and I understand that you've had your moments that have not been so bright, and you've given up a lot of things, but I think that's what, and I'm pretty sure that again we the Ramborgia, me, Mark, Hazard, Matt Productions, fucking Shurin Guys 13, fucking everybody, we can't thank you enough for what you do for us, John. All we can really do is just make videos and promote the Ramborgians and the Stay Ballsy Network for you. Honestly, that's all we can really do for you, but I feel that we should be giving you a lot more than that, man. Honestly.
You guys give me more than enough. Don't ever think that. Please don't ever think that way. You guys have been friends to me, and that's like, at the end of the day, I mean, what's better than a friend? Right?
That's true.
Well, we can't put a price on that, man. You know, it's just the way of the world. You know, it's such a strange thing. Like no matter what, how good you are at something, like it's kind of what you're taught, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you work hard, you're really good at what you do. Like you'll be whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But nothing's really guaranteed. And at the same time, you're not entitled to anything. You got to go out and you got to earn it. You got to take it,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to get it. And if you are good at what you do, you got to show them, you know, scream in their face. All right, look what I could do.
Yeah, yeah.
And you got to fight for it. So that's where we're at.
The final question I have.
We're not stopping now.
The final.
We're getting started.
You should not stop at all, like soon, man, because you have a lot of things. And I think right now you have that momentum of the Rambo content creators. As I just said, Hazard. This list goes on. You have all these resources, I guess you could say, if you want to label us like that. I think we should all be able to work together, as you said, and build to a higher goal, because a lot of us here have that motivation that we want, and we aspire to become something here on YouTube. And I feel that I think this community that we have, the Ramborgia community, it is the best community. Like I told you on episode 101, not the best fans, is fucking pleasers are listening. But we all have something here that's beautiful, and I think that you know, I'm hoping towards the end of the year a lot of things move up. I mean, my goal for the end of the year is to pass the 100 subscriber mark. There's a lot of goals we all have, and I hope that one day we all achieve the goals that we have here, even you, and even, you know, one day Junior John Rambo with your semen passing through and shit like that.
Whoa.
You never know, but
Who knows what will even exist at that point? I mean, YouTube, who knows? I mean,
yeah, I mean, we might have another putty
Who knows
pot.
what we-
Fucking
who knows what will happen here?
yeah. But the final question I have for you, John, is for all the people that are listening that are, you know, YouTubers, if you want to label that, like you said, or, you know, just the Ramborgian people that make videos for you and stuff, you know, Madhead Productions, who makes videos that you actually subscribe to and follow, Cyber Demon as well, and all that. Is there any advice that you would want to give to us? Any words of encouragement that you want to give to just us, really?
Let's see here.
A lot of pressure. You're welcome.
Sometimes, at times in your life will remove its multicolored spandex Zubaz pants. You remember those? It will squat over you, and it will take a dump on you. But my friend, what you need to do is, as this is happening, you grab life's by the ankles. You grab life's ankles. You pull it to the floor. You make it swallow its own shit, and then you give it some of yours. That was the end of this podcast. I ruined it. I ruined it for everyone. That's it. That's my words of advice for you.
That's your... All right, man. Well, I just have to say again, thank you for joining me on the podcast. I can't believe we actually did this all in just this one, you know, because we had a limit of the time I had with you. But thank you for joining me on the podcast. For everyone that's listening, I hope you do check out /Man and Hole Punch. I hope you do check out John Rambo's content if you haven't already. I hope you check out every other Ramborgian content creators stuff. You know, Hazard, Mark Crown. I'm trying to get everybody here. Cyber Demon, Stern Guys, Madhead Productions, Anthony, Nate, fucking... What the fuck else is there? Damn it. There's a lot of us, dude. Fucking A. But if you're someone that came here because of John, and you've never ever heard of me at all, I hope you do stay here to watch my son become a pleaser. We are a welcoming community, both the pleasers and the Ramborgians. At the end of the day, this is all love, and at the end of the day, we're all here just having fun. I mean, I could have this conversation with John any day when he has the time. But at the
end of the day, you know, to simplify everything, man, you can talk about, you know, views, you can talk about this, partnerships, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, it's all about just having a good time, you know. Yeah. You yourself having a good time making the stuff, and the people that experience it, watch it, they're having a good time watching it, and that's the magic thing. And that's like what people got to kind of lose track of a lot of times. But that's what it's all about right there.
Yeah, honestly. Is there any final words that you got to say before I got to let you go?
That's it, man. I got nothing left. I give you everything I had. It's all out there for you. Every ounce is out of me. It's over.
For both John and I, then everybody, be a pleaser today and hit that subscribe button and fucking follow this community that I have here. We pleasers love everybody. I love the pleasers because they've been here for me. There's a few of them that you guys are listening that have been here since day one. Fucking I love you guys to death. But at the end of the day, stay ballsy and don't take shit from anybody.